automatically start like picking apart numbers and putting symbols without thinking. You have some options for words that mean multiply, divide, add, and subtract, but you should always go to your logic first and think if it makes sense before you just look into the charts. When you have a word problem, here's what you're thinking of. You're going to annotate what's actually happening in the problem. You are going to box the key information that you think is telling you the symbol. Identify your variables, and then write your equation and check your answer. When you write your equation, you're going to check in the back on bronze today, and if you get the equation correct, then you solve it. I do not want you solving the problem if your equation is wrong, because then you'll have to go back and fix both, which just takes a lot of time. Example 1. Adriana wants to have her birthday party at the movies. Each pizza is $10. Annotate it. That's a number, circle it. Each pizza is $10. Plus $8 per person. Circle it. Underline per person for the movies. Since it's her birthday, Adriana is not paying for her movie ticket. Write an equation. That's what we're asked to do, and then we'll solve it. Write an equation to find the number of friends she can have if she buys a pizza and can spend $50. First thing I am doing is looking for the equal sign. I don't see a word is here, but I know she can spend $50. I can also look at my answer options and see that they all equal 50. So let's just make it equal to 50. That's the amount she can spend. Next thing I'm looking for is a variable that I don't know. I don't know the number of friends. So this number of friends is going to go in as some variable. What variable do you want me to put here? It can be any letter of the alphabet, but be strategic, Jameson. Sure. And they have an X here. If you put the F and the answer is X in here, just input the F. It means the same thing. I would probably accept the argument that F should be the variable. Friends at the party. Friends at the party. Great, so we have our variable. There are going to be two numbers in today's problem that you're trying to sort out. You have one number that happens once and another number that repeats. The number that repeats is going to be next to the variable. So I'm going to look at this again and reread this portion. Each pizza is $10 plus $8 per person. She buys a pizza. Which number happens just one time? 10 or 8? She buys pizza for $10 and $8 for a movie ticket. Which one happens once? Hadley. That a pizza is your hint. This is going to happen one time. So let's input the $10 without the variable. That means that 8 per person is going to have the variable. The 8 is being multiplied. Every time a friend is invited, you have to pay $8 for a ticket. Does every friend get their own pizza? No, they split one, so you don't multiply the 10. This guy right here is your equation. You could rewrite it by flipping the 10 and the 8s. Try to match one A, B, C, or D and circle it. What would the answer match closest to? Daniel. Yeah, because the 8x is attached and the 10 is solo, that's your answer. And let's solve it. Daniel, go ahead. Give me the first step. Yeah, I did it. Give me the second step. divide both sides by 8, and we get 5 friends. So she can invite 5 friends to this party and still spend 50 bucks. That is the number of F. Does 10 happen once or repeat? We're going to say that 10 happens once. Here's your key for today and the big idea. We know it happens once because she bought 1 pizza. It told us that she bought a pizza, not more than 1. The thing that happens 1 time is going to be the one without the variable. Does 8 happen once? 8 repeats because it says per person. The thing that is next to per person or every person is going to be your clue that it repeats, and it's next to a variable. Per person. Jameson. And there are 5 friends. So you could write that if you want, sure. When we have a word problem, it's always good to label. 5 friends. She invites 5 friends. Is your answer. Jot that down if you haven't already. Next page. Avery, read example number 2, Jeremiah. Let M represent. Okay, let's set it up. First thing you're doing is identifying the variable and where the equal sign is. What should this entire thing equal in the very end of the problem? Chad. Total of 24 tells you that it's equaling 24. There's no is in this one, but there is a total, which clues me into the equal sign. Next step, I have variable, I have the equal sign, I have a 24. Which one is repeating? It tells me that the Uber charges $3 initially, and then 2 for every mile. Which repeats, the 3 or the 2? Get ready to turn and talk and tell your partner why, not just the answer. Which one repeats and why? Odds, you're starting. Tessa, talk to Colton, and Reese, talk to Avery. 3, 2, 1, go. Three, 2, 1. And which one is the one repeating? Is it 3 or is it 2? Sean, give me an idea. And what clued you into that? Do you want to add on to your conversation, Justice? And per mile or every mile is your clue that this thing is repeating. So every single mile you ride into this car, you have to give $2. Probably not like as they go. They'll total it at the end. It'd be weird if you were like throwing money at your driver. But every mile is basically $2 more you owe them. So we're going to attach the 2 with the M. That's repeating. The thing that's not repeating is the $3. That's just one time. You're not going to give the driver $3 every time you go a mile. That's just the first time you get in the car. It's $3 to start out your ride. There is your equation, and let's solve for M. First step, Lauren, what do I do with this equation? Where does the next? Okay. Okay. What's on the left side of the equation, Jackson? What's left over here when you subtract by 3? You can look at the board and tell me. What is left on the left side? What about the right side? Ugly number. Darn it, I didn't mean to do this. We're going to divide by 2, and we're going to get m equaling 1150, or 11.5. No, 10.5. Blender, mark it. I'm going to change the number for the next class, but you guys get a fancy old decimal, Tessa. You could do 10.5, sure. So the answer for this is, how many miles did he ride in the Uber? He rode 10.5 miles. $10, well, no, $10.50 is $24. It told us the cost. Yeah. Last example, or read it for me. Who hasn't talked? Leah, can you read example 3? Circle it. Keep going. First thing you're doing is making an equal sign. What number goes on the other side of the equal sign? What's the total that I'm working with? Reese. How many total muffins did I start with? Great. And what's the missing variable? I don't know something in here. How many are in each bag? Chad. What don't I know? I know the number of bags. There are 3. I don't know something else, Colton. Where? Where? Oh. He has 2 left. So it should equal 2. Let's go back and talk about why that is. The number left is the number that's totaling left. This one is going down. So from 14, it goes down to 2, and you're ending with 2. I automatically just thought it would be adding up, but this one's a bit different. Thanks for being precise and looking at the answer options. Go ahead and mark it. Go ahead and mark it. It should equal 2 or 3, and this time it equals 2 because there are 2 left. We are looking for the muffins in the bag, so m equals number of muffins in bag. In each bag. If there are 3 bags, I'm going to take the total. And I want to subtract the total because I'm portioning out these muffins. Real life scenario, if you're in Mr. Mackey's household, you better divide things up evenly, or one of my children will sense there is injustice in the house, and they will throw a gigantic tantrum and probably eat all of the muffins in 0.2 seconds just to prove you that you were unjust, and then that will cause another domino effect because your other person just ate all the muffins, so someone... It's a mess. We want to be fair. Here's how we're going to be fair. If there's 3 bags, I'm going to divide up the 3 bags evenly. So I'm going to put 3 times m. This is the amount of muffins that go in every single bag. If there's any left over, I get them, because that's the rules how my house work. So let's subtract 3. I'm taking away 3 times some amount I'm putting in each bag, and we're going to get an answer. Subtract both sides by 14. This one matches D, and then we'll solve. Negative 3m is equal to negative 12. Okay, what's my last step? By what number? And what number by 12? Is it just a 3? Yeah. Negative 12 divided by negative 3 is 4. Every child got 4 muffins in their bag, and there were 2 left over for Mr. McAtee, which is, in my opinion, kind of unfair because they got more than me. But we'll deal with that later. Yes. Yeah, they're gonna save them throughout the week, so they're not gonna eat them all at once. They're gonna have maybe one for dessert after dinner, another one for breakfast because they're bananas, so they're kind of healthy. They also have chocolate, so they're not. Don't judge me. I feed my children chocolate sometimes in the morning. Next page, number 1 is a partner practice.